Yeah, good evening. It's Jim from JAGfx.com. It is Monday, the 11th of March 2019. This video, I'll just go over where we're at on our daily charts on the trades on both the high probability and the mod MACD methods. I'll also have a quick look at this week's news. So let's get on the charts first. I'll start with the mod MACD. There's only 7 pairs on the right here. This other set here is just a set alerts, but we use this one for the analysis. This is a pound yen. I took a sell this morning and the pound has shot up in the last few hours. So it's not looking that flash at all. So we're in a sell and already in strife. USD CAD in a buy from back here. Remember the lines blue intersection represents the actual point of entry, so it's on the open of the or basically close to the open of the candle after that dotted line. So the open's there. You can pause the video, read my notes. They're in order. I had a loss on that, so I bought at 0.3, had a loss recovery level that went through there, so closed 0.2 and hit that loss recovery. Today I've closed half, my remaining 0.1 and set a stop just below the entry, just below the 25 SMA here. So that's going all right. The USD CAD buy, Oz CAD buy, going nowhere fast. Another one that's got a loss recovery level at that black dotted line. That's why my alerts are set. So if it hits that level, then I know. So I get up and start closing out part of my position. So we're in a buy there, going nowhere sideways. Euro New Zealand, I should say, in a sell, pretty big position. Got a bit of a loss there, not as bad as the one you're coming up, but it's still a big loss. This is a pair that can move though, so it's not that big a deal. If it gets down to that black dotted line, again I'll close 0.7 of that position and recover the previous loss. That's the plan. We'll see how it goes, heading the right direction at the moment. CAD Swiss in a sell from a few days back. Started off all right, pulled back, and now just against me a few pips there. Not good, but not the end of the world either. So that's a CAD Swiss and a sell. Pound Aussie in a buy back here, back from mid-February. Went up, went through my loss recovery level, closed out, rolled over. I closed on the 5th of March last week. I closed another half of that remaining 0.1 and set a stop, which is now down here. I could probably move that stop up, but the fast MACD will probably take me out before the stop does, depending on what happens. When we look at the news, I'll tell you what's going on with the pound. And New Zealand CAD, this is one that's caused me lots of grief, big losses, starting to accumulate. All this sideways action just whipped me around a bit. You can see all the dots went across the fast MACDs crossing through the zero level. So at least we're heading up at the moment. So we've got a fair way to go all the way up to that dotted line up there, which I don't think is achievable. But you never know, I might get up halfway or something and I'll be able to reduce that overall loss and look for an opposite position or something like that. So that's the New Zealand CAD. All right, we'll have a quick look at the news before we go on to the high probability. So this morning, or Sunday, this is the Forex factory news. We had the daylight saving time shift in both the US and Canada, which basically meant my daily candles now open at 4 a.m. instead of 5 a.m. local. So it's something you just got to be aware of. Doesn't mean I set my alarm for an hour early or anything like that. It just means markets might move a little bit more. For me, it's unusual. On Monday we had high impact news out of the US, which is not normally the case so early in the week. Powell, Fed chair, he spoke, and we had core retail sales, and the forecast and actual numbers were miles out, and retail sales again miles out. Now Powell speaks again on Tuesday morning. This is all my local time here in Vietnam, so you have to work out your own time when you go into Forex Factory and set it all up to suit you with your own filter, time frame, time zone, etc. Now, the big one, even though we've got CPI and core CPI out of the US on Tuesday, this is probably the big one on Wednesday. It's not set in stone yet. I think it's actually Tuesday night. Possibly, yeah, I'm not sure what time it is. The Parliament Brexit vote. Now, this may not go ahead, but it could. It's expected to lose again, but then it goes to another vote the following day or something like that. I did post an article from the ABC News in Australia to the Facebook group and the Telegram group. It's probably worth a read if you're interested in that. This will affect the pound pairs, so it's something you've got to be aware of. It's not so much the outcome of the vote, it's what happens after the vote, if that makes any sense, because there could be delays and Brexit postponed, could be short-term, long-term, and with European elections coming up, seems pointless having UK reps if they want out, sort of thing. So it's a bit of a nightmare, as you well aware of. Then we got core durable goods out of the US on Wednesday, and Thursday, quiet day, and Friday, this is the Japanese yen, the monetary policy statement. So it's basically just what they're thinking their economy's going. In the last couple of years, the yen not much has happened around this news, but it's still high impact news. You never know, they might say something out of left field and create havoc with the yen, but you never know. So that's the news for the week. The Brexit vote, the Parliament vote for Brexit is probably the big one out of the UK, which will GBP pound pairs. Geez, I'm having trouble speaking. It's about 10 p.m. here, so it might be just late. Right, let's have a look at the high probability trades, see what we're in. The ones these are all the pairs I'm trading. Don't worry about these 7. That's the actual mod MACD charts. I just keep them on there as a backup. All these pairs are what I'm trading on the high probability on the daily charts. So we'll start off, and the ones that are extended like this, they're the ones with trades open. So just an easy way to check them. CAD Swiss in a sell back here. I was in multiple trades here, so I've already closed some trades, and this morning I moved my stop right down to this level here above this previous highs. I've got a blue dot on the MACD Platinum below here, so that means I'm starting to look for buy trades. Bullish JAGfx RD, hence my stop's pretty tight. Already in profit, so that stop there, and there's my entry, so it's locking in a little bit more profit. Not a great result, but an overall winner considering there's 3 trades on there. Let's go to the next one, pound yen. I'm sure that's going to be ugly. Took a sell here. Again, it's the intersection of the red lines, so that's the level. It'll be on the open or close to the open of that candle. It went down nicely on the first day, but today that pound's going up. So see what happens. Still in profit, but it's just not playing the game. MACD's heading down to the 0 level, and this thing's going up. So we'll see how it pans out. Not the end of the world yet. Pound Aussie might be a different story though. Took a sell this morning. It's a high risk trade. You can read my notes. I'll just slow down the video or pause it and just read my notes. Had this beautiful looking triple top up here. So price come up, bang, bang, bang. It looks like it might be holding. There is regular bearish divergence while the red trend line's marked there. So it's a high risk trade because the trend, you can see the MAs are spreading and going up. So we're trading back towards the MAs. Ideally, you want to sort of head towards those MAs. That's sort of your first profit target. If it gets there, it could keep on going the other way at the moment. MACD's a fair way above 0 level, so I've got a bit of wiggle room there. So it's a pound Aussie in a sell. Swiss yen in a sell. I've already closed half this morning and set my stop up here. The reason I've closed, I had this bullish JAGfx RD. It's just not a fast moving pair at the best of times, and you can see how sideways it's been going in small candles. Other than this big spike, that was the flash crash on the very first trading day of the year, I think. So can't lose. We've taken a little bit of profit, and our stop's just above the entry level there. The MACD is still above the 0 level, so I expect it to head down still, maybe a little bit more move to the downside. It's not looking bad, but Not setting the world on fire either. Euro yen, sell back here, heading down, stalling a bit today, and the MACD's heading down. Like a lot of these yen pairs, a lot of correlation now. Took a lot of them. Where are we up to? USD, Japanese yen. Took a sell back here. Took a buy there to hedge and protect my sell. Trading without stops, so I have to do something. And I've taken a second sell today, this morning. It did poke down through my overall break-even, which is this. I'll just see if I can, might lose some of the writing there, but you can see it a little bit better. That yellow dotted line is overall break-even level at 110.912. Poked down there a little bit today, but hasn't really continued down and pulled back up above it. So ideally I want to see the price of the USD Japanese yen roll over and go down, and then I can start looking at exiting. MACD is still above the 0 level. There's still divergence there. So hidden bearish divergence followed by regular bearish divergence. You see the red line, red line. So that's USD Japanese yen. Now we've got the euro pound. Yeah, one I took a buy here. Went against me initially, come down near the lows, and then shot up on Friday nicely, and today's going the other way again. So we're still in it, and we're down a few pips at the moment. So that's the euro pound. Like I said, a lot of correlation on these pound pairs and yen pairs. Pound Swiss took a sell back here. Initially went against me, then dropped down Friday nicely, thinking, here we go, it's on the way. You see the regular bearish divergence, and today the pound's shot up. So again, not looking so flash, but where else were we? Pound USD in a sell back here, went down nicely. I probably should have looked at closing half of that out, possibly this morning. It's probably a mistake by me. Price got to the 240 LMA. With the MAs that tight, the 240 can act as support or resistance. In this case, support. And I probably should have taken something there. I'll see in the morning what it's looking like, but it's bounced up today, as with all the pound pairs. Still in profit, but I probably should have managed that a little bit better. Hindsight, great tool, isn't it? Now to the two metals. Gold first in a sell up here. You can read my notes. I was in multiple trades, so I must have been. I'll start again. I would have taken a sell on this red candle here. Took a hedge buy. Took another sell there. Now I've closed out that sell, that buy, and a partial close on that, so I'm in profit. And this morning I closed another 0.05 of my 0.1 lot I had left on that second sell trade. So, and the stop's really tight now at 1302.22, but as you can see, it sort of rolled over and it's going down a little bit today, but you got that blue dot on the MACD platinum down here, so I'm looking, I've already started to draw my trend lines in, looking for possible bullish divergence, look to go the upside. Could keep on dropping, that's great, no worries at all, but I'll be ready to go long when it does. Which takes me to it's probably correlated to a certain extent. Gold and silver, they tend to move very similar. In a buy here this morning, it's gone against me, but it's starting to pull back already, which is good. You can see the hidden bullish divergence, or even a decent, you could call that a nice trend line. You touch there, and touch there. So it's, but you can see that's higher lows, and on the MACD platinum, lower lows. So there's hidden bullish divergence, which basically with hidden bullish divergence mean trend continuation. Normally, not necessarily true. Price doesn't do everything it's told, as we all know. So that's it for the high probability trades. I might as well have a quick scoot over to the 4-hour ones, because I am calling them in the Facebook group and the Telegram group just out of curiosity. So I keep a profile with all the open trades. And these are the ones I just called before this third buy on the pound. got a little bit tricky in here, took a trade on the break of a trend line, that trend line there, but it just rolled straight over. Today it shot up and I've taken another buy. There's my overall break even. I haven't got any protection to the downside. That's the only problem when you just go buy, buy, buy. So that trade's for 1 lot, that trade be for 3 lots, that trade be for 5 lots. I think that's it's on the wrong monitor. That's just using a 0.1 initial, 0.3, 0.5 in the spreadsheets. I put all the entry prices in, calculates the break even for me, gives me my overall position, so it's getting a bit big. Generally, I'd have hedges in there, but they didn't really present that well, or because I took that trend line break. Ideally, it would have been a buy there, ignore that trend line break, hedge, sell, then buy. So I would have had some protection in that position, wouldn't have been so big. But all good, we'll work with it. So the Aussie yen took a buy, it's going up nicely. There's a buy, dropped against me, going up nice, so it's going well. That's a 4-hour one identified. Swiss yen, buy, not going so well, but it might be starting to pull back up now. Euro yen took the buy, going up nicely, that's all right. Well, going up nicely, pull back, but it's starting to recover again. Euro USD, I'm probably out of this one, took the buy here, and we had this bearish JAGfx here, the orange trend line, and with the MACD platinum close to 0 level. What I would have done here, I'd normally been positioned where I could probably halve it. So I would take half off it around this open of this candle here, and whatever the profit is from there to there, I would probably just put my stop down there somewhere. So if it rolled over and went through the entry level and stopped me out, overall it'd be break even. Or you could put it below that little fractal there, that little low. But it's not much wiggle room. It's a high risk trade. You're going into the trend line sort of thing. So you don't want to muck around with these sort of trades. But you won't lose it. You shouldn't lose on it if you're taking some action then. If you hadn't and you're looking at this now, I'd be just getting out, break even roughly, or little small profit. CAD yen took a buy. It's going all right. USD Swiss franc took a sell here, came down, it was looking pretty good, but now it's bounced up. Now your options are, there's still valid sell signal, there's still bearish JAGfx RD. You could, but the thing is the MACD's through the 0 level, looks like it's starting to turn. You could, if you got a buy, take a hedge and try and roll it back down to the sell side. There's no dramas there. Or you could just go, nah, it's not working for me, close it now, and it'll be a break-even trade, so it's no big deal. Pound yen, which is one I just took in the last candle open, and it's a buy to the upside. Just come down towards the MA 240. The trend's up, but I can tell just by looking at that, I don't think you're going to get much out of it. The MACD is a long way below the 0 level, so there is potential for upside, but it might just, and with the British vote coming up, who knows. But to me, this is sort of losing momentum down, but it may pull back up here and just roll over again. Pound New Zealand, pretty much the same. There's a buy here taken on the last candle. We've got Divergence. It's not ideal, but it's technically it's Divergence. Again, price, the MA is doing pretty much the same as the pound yen. They're up, but they're turning, they're flattening. And you can normally tell by just, like typical chart patterns, like we've got highs up here, next high is a lower high. This high just slightly lower again, so it just shows weakness to that side. So a sell is not a bad option there if you've got the balls to go take the sell against the MAs, but to me that's not a valid sell signal because the MACD is below the 0 level and there's no bearish divergence there either. So, but that's the 4-hour charts. So it's just things I'm calling, give you a bit more, a few more trade examples in the trade group. That's all, in the Facebook group and that. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. I'll get this posted hopefully tonight, uploaded and posted. To all the new members, thanks for joining, whether it be subscribing to the YouTube channel or joining the Facebook group or the Telegram groups. Much appreciated. And I look forward to see any interaction. Feel free to post any trade setups or ask any questions, even if it's a trade setup that's not involved my type of trading. I don't care. I'm always curious to see how other people think and how they trade, so it's all good. Anyway, I'll get this done before I go to bed. So thanks for watching. If you do like the video, or you haven't done so already, please subscribe or at least hit the like button. Thanks for watching. Cheers.